Hello everybody and welcome back to Hollow Knight. My name is Xinixia and I've screwed up a little bit here because what happened was I spent quite a lot of time. I spent about an hour on this video yesterday, as you can see from the time down at the bottom. It was only after I'd finished recording I realised that the whole time my microphone had not been recording. Which was great because this is the longest Hollow Knight video that I've made. And I forgot to record myself talking, which is of course the best part of any of these videos, as well you all know, which is why you're all here. To compound this error even further, I have just literally there's just this minute, I did the first quarter of the video again, because I was going to do this where I'm talking over the top of the video while I screw around and make very bad decisions and get hit a lot by a lot of the enemies. So I started off doing this, and then about 15-16 minutes in, I looked over at my recording equipment, and once again, I had, but a different way this time. I hadn't just muted myself, I actually didn't have my my microphone switched on this time, so I did another 20 minutes almost with no recording voice. So I'm feeling very much like an idiot right now. You can be safely assured. And I'm gonna just do my best to give like a bit of post commentary on this, sit through this with you, and yeah, just see how much of an idiot I am from the same perspective that you guys get to see it. Isn't that fun? So I'm gonna sit here for an hour. Thankfully, it only took me 16 minutes last time to notice, as opposed to the full hour. I would have genuinely been very, very upset if I'd actually managed to sit here for a full hour. So anyway, getting back to the video here now. I've not done much. I've just got out of the resting grounds. I'm getting out of the resting grounds now. Not going to talk to that White Mourner again for the moment, because she's more of a thing that I'd rather do later on when I'm a bit more comfortable with all the controls and the areas and I know the map a bit better in order to get from one side to the other without getting hurt. So we're going to go now to the Crystal Peak, because this episode is more or less, the reason it was so long is because I didn't get a lot of story stuff done in this episode. This was much more of a getting upgrades and getting more stuff for me to get stronger. So there's not a huge amount of new stuff. There's a little bit towards the end, but we'll get onto that. The first 3 quarters or so are very much just getting new equipment and whatnot. So we're going to Crystal Peak, because at the top of there you get a piece of pale ore, which is the mineral, the ore, that is required for you to upgrade your sword. Now, as you can see now when we come to the crossroads now, I think we saw it a little bit in the last episode, but the crossroads have now become the infected crossroads. Because this happens either once you've got a certain number of items. So I believe the fact that I got Isma's tear, or Irma's tear, whatever her name is. Oh, it's going to explode! Get away! Oh dear. Has unlocked the infection. So it has spread a little bit further. And which is kind of cool actually, because it gets to that point where the crossroads becomes so ridiculously easy once you get a bit good at the game and you've got a couple of upgrades, that putting this real increase in difficulty on it makes a world of difference. And seeing as we've got the lantern now, we're going to take the back entrance. Oh, I say the back entrance, the extra entrance to the Crystal Peak, which I don't quite understand the point in personally. Not why I took it to show you, but why it exists in the first place, because it doesn't really cut out a huge amount of the area. It's not a huge deal faster, and what's that, 12, 13, 15 geo, so you spend 50 geo to unlock the door and then you get like 48 back, something like that. It's very strange. So yeah, all that it skips out, you see on the map here, it's just that little area above me. That's all. So I'm not quite sure exactly why the developers put that in. But, you know, it saves a little bit of time, so we took it there. Now we get to jump across these wonderful crystal conveyors. Again, we head up back. So as I say, we're heading up to the top area here, which is called Hallownest's Crown. And, excuse me. And it's a very, very cool looking area. Oh, hang on. You get to watch me fail to jump. 1, 2, twice, 3 times, 4, and then on the 5th time we get it. So this is how impressively I'm playing in this episode. So yeah, the Hallownest Crown is at the very, very, very top. And it's a very cool looking area, I think, which is sadly underused, because you only go there, as far as I'm aware anyway, you only go there to get the Palor. Oh my goodness, this is another area where I embarrass myself by getting hit 250,000 times. And so the area's got a lot of cool aspects to it. The design is very cool, and well done. And it's just a nice place, but it's not you. Sorry, I can't watch myself getting hit 5 times in a row. But I just feel they could have done more with it. There could have been like another secret. Maybe there is, actually, to be honest. I might just not have found it. But we need to head right up the top here. And this, I imagine, there's only 1 or 2 more things that we could come back to Crystal Peak for. So I think this may be one of the last times we see Crystal Peak for a while, at least. Now, there's something else here I decided to show you. We rest at this bench. And now we're going to head up here, where we can only reach with the double jump. And if you remember that crystal guy that we fought who was sitting on the bench there, he ran away quite angrily. And this is him now. He is much, much stronger. Each one of his lasers there does 2 hits of damage instead of just 1. And it's just a very, very bad time. And I do a terrible job, but it's partly because I'm playing badly, but also partly because, yeah, there we go. Because the guy is very, very hard as well. He moves faster, he is stronger, and has a lot more HP. So I need to come back to him when I've got myself more HP and I'm stronger. But right now I'm just going to try and lure my shade out. There we go. He heard me. And nice, takes a little pot shot at me there. The bastard. Yeah, so I managed to lure him out without having to go in and fight that guy again, which is nice. You can also use, if you've got any soul, you can use the, what's it called? Avenging Spirit, or the spirit thing that you can shoot. If you can see your shade, then you can shoot that at it, and it'll attract it over to you. If you don't really want to go into an area where you might have to fight things. So just continuing our way up here, we go over to the right here, and the reason we didn't take this before is because you need the double jump, of course. Naturally. This is a Metroidvania after all, so you need new items to unlock new areas. Nice. And so there's these pill bug things with the crystals growing out of them up here, which I think is the only place you find them, is up in this area. And in this little section here, if I go down from here, there's another level, and the only thing down there that I can remember anyway is one of those Dreamcatcher trees. And as I said before, I'm not really particularly interested in doing those because I find them quite dull. And thankfully, even to get 100%, I don't think you actually need to do them. I could be wrong though. I could very well be wrong. We'll have a look at that if we get to the point where we want to do 100%. So they make you do this long and arduous journey up here. Actually, I think there's a secret there that I missed. I'm just thinking about, because I didn't walk over an area. I think there's an area there where I can ground smash and go through, but I could well be wrong. Again, as with a lot of things. So they make you go through this whole area just to get to the top. And while the payload is very valuable, you'd kind of expect something a little bit more valuable than that. I would have said. And, okay. Just a little bit more to go. We've got to kill a few more of these spiky bugs. And they will, I'm certain, do a reasonable amount of damage to me as well. Because these ones are probably my worst enemies. This one's going to hurt me. Yep, there we go. Too eager. My word. So the other thing is that I should note as well is that I talked about it briefly before, but whenever you see those crystals like you have on that ledge on the top right there, where I'm about to go, that is a hint for you to use this ability. And smack into that thing, of course. So it's just there to give you a hint, basically. Make sure that you keep your eye out for those. Another hint as well there, another sort of tip from me, which I don't follow myself, is that if you are doing this and you see solid ground appear, without being able to see the wall in front of you, stop. And this is Nesk's crown, the area I was talking about. As you can see, it looks very, very cool. There's all these things in the background lighting up as I go past them, and there's these little crown-like arches and things which are really cool looking. And all that's up here, as I say, as far as I'm aware, is this pale ore, which is a shame, in my opinion. And there's this statue above me here, which is also kind of cool. But, and that's of something. But we shall talk about that later. Again, if, as and when I decide to do 100%. Jumping off here, or even flying off here, doesn't really do much except drop you back down into Crystal Peak. I've tried all possible variations of that. Trust me. And it just throws you down here. And there's not much you can do about that. I don't know if there's maybe like a specific spot that you can fall to and it'll take you to a secret area. I doubt it. But if anyone's got any other tips on or secrets that they know of that you can do up at Nesk's Crown, please let me know. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear them. So at this point of the game, I'm absolutely not... I don't care at all about anyone who wants to spoil anything. I've seen what I think is pretty much all of the game. And, so spoil away, basically. But do market the spoiler. So here we're hitting things with our Dream Nail. My king. As I said before, that I really need to get better at using my nail on things. The Dream Nail. Because you can get some interesting stuff, and it's really cool that they've programmed everything that is either alive or is one of the dead ones in the background, like these. Savior! And then one of the dead ones in the background, like this. You can hit them and get their thoughts. Which is very, very, very cool. An excellent piece of detail. And I just had a thought as well that I need to try out. Something I need to test out is what happens if I Dream Nail the grubs in the jars. Does that work? I'm going to need to test that out next time I see one, if I remember. Because the question there is, if it's a mimic grub, you know, one of those nasty hellspawn things, will it say something different? Or will it say anything at all? Need to test that theory out. So we're heading back to Dartmouth now. I'm going to buy a few things. And then we're going to head on and continue. From this point on, we kind of just do a lot of, as I said before, a little bit of just item gathering and stuff. You found a new nail then. Looks like a much finer weapon. Oh, this is the same nail, but it's been honed by someone extremely skilled. A nail is an extension of ourselves. It is the instrument by which we shape the world around us. It is a sacred duty to keep its edges sharp. Heh, sorry. I shouldn't ramble on like that. Let's talk Geo instead. My Australian accent's getting worse. But you can actually, people don't notice this, you can go to the right and the left of the shopkeepers, and depending on where you're standing, you'll either shop or you'll listen to what they have to say. Something a lot of people don't notice. So we're getting the mask shard now. We got 2, I believe. Yes, 2. So just need 2 more to get another piece of health. Which will be, shut up. Which will be very useful. Considering how much damage I enjoy taking. I just came in here to check, see if she'd written anything more, and she has not. I read out all this in the last episode. So there's nothing else interesting there. She's got that wonderful poster in the background and the plushie as well. And so we're now just going to take the... Shh. I'm trying to talk. We're just going to take the Stagway now. And take it off to King's Station, I believe we go to. And then we're going to head down to the Ancient Basin. Because there's more stuff to be found there. Now, I don't rest at that bench, and I'm going to regret that later on. Small spoiler for you for the episode, but I don't think it's that far away. I'm going to seriously regret not resting at that bench. Back to the City of Tears, some of my favourite music from the game. It's always nice to listen to. Always avoid those big guys. We'll never fight them. There's no point to it. You can jump over them so easily. And they only give you 50 geo, so it's just not worth it. So we're now going to fall down this spike-infested... Yeah, there you go. Spike-infested lift shaft. Elevator shaft, depending on how you want to call it. That's 2 hits. I think I get 1 more at least. There we go. And then we're going to head on to the ancient basin. There we go. We got down with 3 hits. 3 hits isn't too bad. It's pretty bad. But it could certainly be worse. So this is another area that I like to just sort of run through, because these guys are not difficult to fight, but because of the environment being so, you know, they're just being pillars and nasty spike things at the bottom, it's very, very easy to lose health by accident. And so we move on down to the ancient basin. Now we're going down over into this hole over here, which I talked about before as not wanting to go down into yet. And you're going to see why. It's got some of the most annoying enemies in the entire game, I think, in it. These things. They're called Mauleeks, and they are fast. They have an enormous range. And if you... Now, I'm getting close to it so that it does those attacks, because those are the easier attacks to dodge. But it has another attack as well, if you're not careful. And I'm sure I'm going to be not careful in a minute, and you're going to see exactly what I mean. So there's another one up here on the right. Okay, no. What am I doing? I'm having a look down this hole, apparently. Oh, yes, because I can ground smash there, but I don't have enough spirit for it just yet. So I'm going to go back up here, because I don't... At this point, I'm still pretty hesitant. I don't really want to fight these things. Alright, there you go. This is the technique. If you're just fighting one of them... I know I keep getting hit there still, but... is try and jump over them, try and land on their heads if you can, but they do move very, very quickly. And so if you miss the attack on their head, then they're going to get you. Heading over here. Now this is where it gets... That's the attack I'm talking about. It spits a whole bunch of that acid, whatever you want to call it. And I'm about to die. And then it... Yeah, there we go. And then it stays on the ground. And the Mauleek paired with those 2... acid sniper bastards is just impossible. Now this is where I regret not resting at that bench, because now I'm all the way back in Crystal Peak again. And we now have to make that whole journey again, which is exceptionally fun, as you can imagine. I mean, it's beautiful. It's one of these things that I kind of like about the game as well, is that when you do screw up like that, you don't really care too much, because the game is still so nice to just wander through. So even though it's now being a bit of a pain and I'm going to have to take a few minutes to get all the way back there, it's still nice. Which is a really, really impressive thing that they've been able to do with that. And we're going to stop now. There we go. Called it. I'm a genius. Not really. Yeah, and now I'm going to rest at every fucking bench that I see, just in case. Excuse my coughing. Cold is very nearly gone. It's very, very nearly gone. It's got like 1 or 2 days left maximum. Now, something I have heard of, actually, which I've just been reminded of, considering I just destroyed that light, is that there's apparently a bug or of some sort that goes around and fixes all the signs and all the things that I break. Because you can see every time you go back to an area, the signs have been fixed. And I've never seen this bug, but apparently, a very, very, very rare occurrence, you can actually see him in some places. And I really want to see him. There's apparently quite a few little sort of rare secrets like that as well. They don't give you anything. But, at least I don't think it gives you anything. But it's just there. It's just extra stuff, which is really cool, I think. Okay. Okay, we're now 20 minutes into the video, so I'm really hoping that I haven't screwed up anything now, or I'm going to be really annoyed. If this video is out late, then you know why. Because I wanted to redo it again yesterday when I made it and get it out, but I just didn't have the time. I had other things to do, unfortunately. And so I'm really hoping to get this one out for the 9 o'clock slot. But it's 8 o'clock now, so with luck, with any luck, I should be able to make it in time. So, that lovely bit of backtracking is almost over. Excuse me, cable. Please remove yourself from my presence, thank you. Now, this is the point when I remember there's a secret down here. You can sort of do this over to almost fall into the death worms. And it's a Wanderer's Journal. And I could have hit that guy with a dream nail, but once again, I forgot. Oh, nice dodge. And again, just this area, just run through it. It's not worth your time. You'll get hit more than you need to. Unless you're very, very good, which you may well be. And so now, we go back to the death hole of the Molleeks. There's a few reasons I want to go over here. The main one is to... Oh, actually, no, I'm thinking of a different area. The one reason I want to go over here is because there's the Palor. And that's it. And again, it's like it's a real ordeal just to get this Palor. I mean, the ordeals get worse. In fact, I actually think that I give up. Spoiler alert. I think I give up on this area, actually. But I could be wrong. I'm sorry, what is that noise? Sorry, apologies for the break. There are people singing loudly outside my flat. Or maybe even inside. It's like a whole choir singing. Hang on, what is this? I'm very confused, I'm sorry. I'll need to investigate that if it's still going when I'm finished here. Sorry, Oh, I died again. Great. I wasn't looking at the screen. Yeah, that happens a bit. And as you can see, I'm pretty sure there... Wasn't paying attention, I'm sorry. But I think I lost my Geo as well by not getting my shade back. But it's not really a big deal, because I only had like 44 or something like that on me. What on earth was that? That was so weird. I hear some weird shit from my flat, honestly. 2 o'clock every day, it's the boats. And there's other... I had one... Oh, the best one. You're going to love this. There's not much interesting happening in the video right now. So once... I'm a late sleeper. I work mostly evenings and afternoons and such. So I sleep quite late, generally speaking. And once I was woken up at about 10:30 in the morning. It was a lovely summer day. I think it was last summer. And there was... all I heard was somebody screaming, like properly screaming, help, out in the street outside. I was a bit hungover, I think I recall as well. And so I just grabbed the first... I was like, what is this? Is this actually happening or am I dreaming? And after establishing that I was in fact not dreaming and there was actually someone screaming help at the top of their lungs outside, I'm like, alright, better go have a look what's going on. Grab the first clothes I can find. Run outside barefoot. And there's this dude standing in the middle of the street wearing nothing but his boxer shorts, screaming at the top of his lungs, help me, help me, help me, in the middle of the road. And he's like, call an ambulance, call the police, call the I'm dying, and screaming. I'm like, what is going on? There's a few other people there, all sort of standing at the same distance away from him as I am, just kind of look at him going, is this a crazy person or is there actually something going on here? And then so I sort of go to the nearest person. I'm like, who was here before me, there before me. I'm like, what's going on? Has someone called an ambulance? What's happening? He's like, yeah, someone just called. Apparently he's been screaming in the street, saying that he ate too much of the drugs. That's literally what they said, of the drugs. And he's got something that's eating him from the inside, and he's going to die and needs an ambulance. And I'm like, I woke up for this. So yeah, he'd take, I think it was LSD or something like that. I don't know. I don't have a huge amount of experience with drugs. But he was having a bad trip, I believe. He was screaming at the top of his lungs in the street in his underwear. I went back to bed. He kept screaming, so I had to put earplugs in. But it wasn't a good time, to put it that shortly. Okay, so we've got back here now. I'm trying to debate what to do because I've got people shooting at me from all fucking angles. So I'm leading this guy over here to try and get him, get rid of him first. Makes it a tiny bit easier. And then there's these two up here, which are just nasty. I managed to get them, though, I think. Yeah, we do well on these two. Ish. And then our friend over here pops out of the ground, because she was hiding. My friend, you dealt with all of those beasts? She's Welsh. I think. I don't remember. She's Welsh now. She's from Wales. From the valleys. That's how I get into the accent. I'm ashamed to say I was hiding. Those ghastly things chased me and I ran. No, it goes to Irish so quickly. If you hadn't come along, who knows if I'd ever have survived. It goes to Irish so quickly. Others take me from a fearsome warrior. What with my impressive size, it's gone Irish again. But this king of beasts, I wonder if I'm just no match for them. Oh, it's gone Irish. It's gone so Irish. They're not even close. It's Wales. Welsh. Okay, there we go. She's happy now. Enough! I cannot wallow in my weakness. It's gone Irish again. I can't seem to get off it. Wait, I must take strength from your example. Oh my god, end it now, please. Stop talking. You act so confident in battle. You show no fear before your foes. I'll try my best to do the same. It's gone to Irish again. Fucking hell. Accents are not turned on today. Come on, come on. Get rid of her. Thank you. Not talking to you ever again. Not talking to you ever again. Not until I practiced my Welsh accent and gone and lived in Wales for a few years. Why would anyone do that, though? No offense, Welsh people. Okay, this is where things go to shit. I'm fairly sure, because you've got two of these things, and I can't get out. As you can see, I'm locked in. I got two of these things and my shade to try and deal with. And it's hard. One more hit, and we're done. There we go. Got my shade back this time, though, so... There's that. I'm not sure if it's this point, or the next point, where I say fuck it, and then don't ever go back there. We'll see. I think I give it one more go. I believe I give it one more go. Once again, fuck those guys, never fight them. Wrong one. Oh, no, it is this time. I've said screw them, and I'm never going back there. That was it. Because now I'm going to go and sell some of my stuff, because I didn't lose very much money, thankfully. I only lost, like 150, something like that. And so now I'm going to go sell some of the permanent cash stuff to the dude you can sell them to. And I'm going to go get the next sword upgrade. That's the plan, anyway. Say hello to the Hollow Knight. Absolutely fuck the sewers. Sorry, waterways. Excuse me. And we go speak to this lovely gentleman here. Sell the 800 for the King's Idol. We'll take that, thank you. King's Idol, eh? Haroneth's king was an elusive figure, deified by the citizens. With the king rarely seen, worship was offered through these idols. I'm talking faster than I did apparently in the last one. There's an expert craft to them. Few alive could match this skill. There we go. He gives you a little bit of lore as well when you sell stuff to him, which is kind of cool. A Hallownest seal, eh? Very interesting, this. Do you know of the kingdom's 5 great knights? They are revered figures of Hallownest, often mentioned in the annals of the kingdom, but only as a group. Both their names and appearance seem to have been expunged from history. So long has passed since their time. It'd be a grand achievement to discover their identities. Now those guys, a little bit of a spoiler again, but if you're on this video, you're probably fine for spoilers. The knights are actually the ones that you can kill at the warrior graves. So you remember that one guy the traitor that I killed earlier? He was one of the 5 knights. And there's 4 more that I can find around the place and kill. Which is very cool, because they're all very, very different as well. They're really, really fun fights. Some of them are much, much easier than others, though. misfired on that one. So we're heading over to the nailsmith now to get the upgrade done. Taking far too much damage on the way. That's the good thing about the healing mechanic as well, is that you can take a reasonable amount of damage and not worry about it too much. Now here's a little shortcut for getting up to him. Once you've got the double jump, you can just go right to the top of this. I should go a little further up, really. Yeah, that's why. And then you can come in here. Saves you doing the whole jumping nonsense around the bottom. Oh, this is me. I'm trying to remember what accent I gave him before I talk to him, so I don't embarrass myself again. Oh, you've returned. I believe he was Scottish. I see you have some pale ore. A rare, fine metal that. Give me the ore and some geo for my efforts, and I'll reforge your nail to make it stronger. Give pale ore and geo to strengthen nail, yes. It was only 800, so I sold a little bit too much, but we should be fine. As you wish. I'll get to work then. I think it was actually a deeper voice he had, but yeah. If I'm losing track, you probably are as well, so that's fine. There we go. The reforging is complete. I've added a channel to your nail. It should cut much more efficiently. You'll find it stronger than it used to be. Head out there and test its blade against your foes. Will do. Just gonna heal up a bit first. Alright. Now, I don't remember, once again, of course, if I headed straight back to try and get my stuff back and get the other piece of pale ore, or if I go and move on yet. I think I go and try and get my shade back. Okay. I think this is me trying to make that decision now as well. You can see the cogs whirring in his brain. Okay. I think... What am I doing? Oh, I see. Pushed the wrong button again. I think, judging by where I'm going, that I'm... Other than smashing into people, I think that I'm going to go back down to the ancient basin again. Time will tell. Okay. Again, I pushed the wrong button there. I'm getting good at that. Okay. We are, it appears, going back down to the ancient basin. How many times are we getting hit by the spikes this time? Take your bets now. I'm going for 3. Oh, he's doing well. Very well. 0! My word, it's a record. That's impressive. I didn't actually think I ever got down there without getting hit. Nice. Oh, oof. Fantastic dodging. Now, are we going to be successful on this run? Take your bets now. Place your bets in the comments. And I will know if you've cheated. I will know. So bad. Once again, not much more to say here. You've seen this 3 times now. I think I'm trying a new technique whereby I jump on their heads a little more, which does seem to work out pretty well. There is no need for me to go over to the left there because I've already spoken to the NPC. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is unnecessary. Why did I do... Yeah, I think I just realized that was unnecessary there. And was like, what am I doing? I believe that was what happened. Oh, God. Okay. So let's hope we do better this time. think we do. Oh. Masterfully done. Alright, we now got the two of them on the same side, which is... Oh, never mind. Which is advantageous. Because then it's easier to sort of judge where they're going. Am I going to die again? No, of course. And that was an accident. I remember that quite clearly now. I was actually trying to heal while I was over there, and then I accidentally just tapped the button, and it killed him. And we get the payload. Fantastic. Good stuff. And now I have to avoid these fuckers. As well as another one of these. Get away. Come on now. See, especially if you're in a narrow area like this, that acid shot is so irritating. Those things are always irritating, regardless of the situation. I see you. I see you there. I see you there. But I don't see this one. I do not see that one. Thankfully, I had one bit of health left there. Otherwise, I would have been in serious trouble. Both with myself and with the viewers, I'm sure. Still don't have enough to be able to smash through there. I believe it's a grub down there. But I don't mind leaving them behind, because later on in the game I will be able to find a map which locates all of them. And I remember that when I did that in my first playthrough, and I eventually found the map, because it's very difficult to find, when I did find the map, I only had 2 grubs left to find. So hopefully, I'd like to make more use of it this time. So what I'm hoping to remember to do is get there as soon as I can, as soon as I remember how to get there, and then we can get all the grubs. Because regardless of whether or not I decide to do 100%, I really want to get all the grubs. Because that's a fun time. Alright. Just showing off at this point, there's no need for me to go to either of those places. Come on now. Oh dear. Come on, jump, jump. Jump, damn it. So now, because the thing is, for the next upgrade of the sword, the nail, I believe you need 2 pieces of pale ore. And there are a few left in a few different places now. One of them is in Deep Nest. One of them is... Let me think now. One's in Deep Nest. One is in the Colosseum. In the first round of the Colosseum, which I'm not getting to yet. And I think there's 2 more somewhere. I don't remember where they are. Yeah, there's another little hint for you. If you jump off the edge of that, you get all the way across without hitting anything. Where are the other pieces of pale ore? I don't remember. I'll look them up for the next episode. I actually went to the wrong door there. And I'm now just trying to figure out... Yeah, the Queen's Station is the closest to Deep Nest, because we have to go through past the mantises. But of course, naturally, I take a little bit of a detour to get there. And we go the long way around. But it's still fun. We get to see a few other things, a few new things on the way. I went the wrong way there. I seem to have a serious trouble with jumping in this episode. I don't know what's going on. But my motor skills are not the best in this episode at all. Oh my word, really? Oh, it's just getting worse. Oh no, that was it. I actually decided to come visit the giraffe bug. Forgot about that. This little creature looks tasty. I wonder, should I eat it? The others around here were awfully bland. You evil bug. I'm gonna steal your mushrooms. It's a Haloness seal. Delicious. So she's actually evil. She's thinking about eating us, but she's got her mushrooms, so she's quite happy. How many bugs are actually omnivorous? That eat both vegetables and meat, or meat and non-meat. Answers on a postcard, please. Names of bugs that are omnivorous. So you see that little pink pin on the right-hand side of the map there? That was one of the warrior graves, but again, we'll be doing those later. I'll make an episode out of it. Because that's more optional content, which is cool. I love optional content in games like this. Because they've got a solid storyline, and there's just so much other stuff to do as well. It's great. So I'm going to traverse the Mantis village once more. Before we move on. Just trying to figure out the best route to get there. And this is the point where I think I decided to take a detour. Yes. Let's go over here. To a completely different area. Well, no, not completely different. This is the fungal core, as we will find out shortly. There you are. I don't know what that means, specifically. But it's the core of the fungus. Oh, speaking of which. These guys are pretty easy now. Actually managing to not get hit here. This is quite impressive. Now, you see, there's this thing flashing up there, and this is still confusing me, because I don't remember how to get it. What's that thing flashing in there? Oh, hang on. Was that door there just like a... did I even try that? Hang on. Did I just not try... No, I did. I did try that. So it's not there. You can't get in from the top. And how the hell are you supposed to get in here? I think you have to, like, actually jump off the head of the mushroom. Like, down slash the mushroom. And then double jump off it. Which is nonsense, if you ask me. But we'll have to try that another time, when the mushroom is there again. Those things getting one shot is also very satisfying. Not going in there. Too many dangerous mushrooms with exploding spores. It's a strange area, this. It's a little bit of just extra... Again, as I say, it's like an optional content area, which is just weird. That there's so much of it in this game. Hey, look, that was a very stupid thing for me to do. Try and jump into... Yeah, and again. Secrets. Go up to the right! You can see there's a secret! Oh my word, I'm an idiot. How did I not see that? Damn it, I'm gonna have to go back now. There's quite clearly another way to go up to the right there. Oh, bad timing. Yeah, just run away. Just get out of there now while you still can. Good man. Careful now. Oh. I found this one, which is the most pointless secret I think I've ever seen in my life. It just brings you back to this area. For no apparent reason. Ow. And then we find this chap. It's a big mushroom. Big dead mushroom. Who says, "Big worm, what good to foresee a demise unavoidable?" So strange. Giant, weird mushroom thingy. Dead in a pool of acid. Maybe it was the acid that killed it? I don't know. Oh. And now we get into Deep Nest. And it was actually a little bit of an accident. But I managed to get in the back door. Which gets me an extra piece of mask. Which is quite nice. And so now begin, for the last quarter of an hour of the video, the start of our travels through Deep Nest. which is probably the scariest area of the game. Speaking of scary, Mr. Longnose here. Oh, sorry, hang on. This place gives me the creeps. Vicious little creatures burst out all over the place. Okay, missed the rest of that. Unless you're well prepared, I'd urge you to leave. Though if you're feeling strong enough to descend, would you like to buy my map? After the salesman. Yes, I would quite like a map, please. I'm going to need one. He actually spawns in 2 places, I discovered. Because on when I'm streaming this the other day, I went the wrong way because I was doing Steel Soul modes, and I went the wrong way into an area that I hadn't actually been into at all my first playthrough. And when I was trying to leave that area, I fell through a big hole which appeared in the ground, and which threw me into Deep Nest, which was way too early in the game for me to be bothering with Deep Nest. And I found what's his name? I want to say Cornelius. That's not his name. I don't remember his name. Corn something. And I found him hiding behind a different group of whatever those things are he's hiding behind. Shells? Maybe? Discarded insect shells? Eggs? Who knows? Okay. So Deep Nest is cool. It's a scary area. There's these things which come out of the ground and will just follow you until the ends of the earth. They can jump, they can climb, they will find you. Basically. There's also these things, which I think are called garworms, which aren't that scary at all. This area is like a very tame area to start with. You've got the spiders spitting stuff, you've got the worms only going in one direction, you've got the following creatures that just spew out of the ground. So it's not too bad to start with. It gets significantly worse, I assure you. Lots of spikes around, of course, and you can imagine this area is pitch black if you don't have the Lumafly lantern, I should note as well. So that makes this a horrible area. Especially because when I fell into it during the stream, as I was talking about before, I didn't have the lantern at all. So this was completely black. This area is a very much sort of dodge the garworm kind of area. I'm probably calling them by the wrong names now. Whoops. Oh god, you failure. You miserable failure. Get up there. There we go. I also love the fact that there's just these things that can creeping across the foreground. You know, they're like across the camera, if you will. Oh, see, he wants me. He's trying to get me down there. You see him? Oh, nasty wee thing. There's all these things that come crawling across the foreground and just... And there's more of these slithering... That's the... Sorry, I know I'm going off on 4 different tangents. This is the thing that Core What's-His-Face hides behind if you come in the other way. Sorry. So there's all these creepy crawlies all over the place. And it's a kind of area that if you don't like bugs... Well, you shouldn't be playing this game to start with. But it's the kind of area that will really make your skin crawl if you don't like bugs at all. Because this is the definition of the creepy crawlies in this area. So this, directly above me, is where you actually fall down if you come down the back way. Like I did before. I'm trying to dream nail this guy lying dead in the foreground, but it's not working. Unfortunately. I think he's supposed to be quite far in the foreground as well. It just wasn't quite obvious from his positioning. So if I jump up here, we get to the place where I would have fallen down. And it kind of surprised me, because, as I say, it was an area that I hadn't been to before. Just up here. Which I think is part of the fungal wastes. There's another way to get in from the side there. But then there's this one room over to the left here, where there's this guy preaching. But you didn't get to see him in this one, because by the time I got in, he was dead. Already affected by the infection. This guy was called the Moss Prophet, I believe. And he was like going, you know, making lots of noises. Talking about how the infection was coming, the Bright Lord was coming to get them. Which was very weird. And now they're all dead. Which is a bit creepy. The corpse of a mossy vagabond overcome with infection. Mossy vagabond. What a name. 10 out of 10 for naming Team Cherry. But that's how you get those, because I killed them when I came through here in the stream that I did. Because they attacked me. But if you come through here now, they're dead. So the only way to... And I think that's the only place in the game you find them. Because I'd never seen them before. And I think that's the only place you get them. So that fills out your hunter's journal. And this is where I fell down. So you can imagine, you've come out of fungal wastes. You've just killed the Mantis Lords, for example. Or you haven't even killed the Mantis Lords necessarily. You've managed to make your way up to some area. And then you get through and you're like, oh cool, this dude's talking nonsense. Alright, well let's go back, there's nothing else to do here. And then you fall into here. And the only way to get out is to go the reverse of the way that I just came. Which is quite far. And it's very easy to get lost. As you can imagine. What are you doing? Don't just jump into things randomly. Okay. So we now need to go deeper into Deep Nest to get to the more scary things. The creepier of the crawlies, if you will. You see down there on the left there? It's me! Or something pretending to be me. To try and lure me down. So we're going to follow it, of course, because it can't be a trap. Not a chance. It's going to be just a friend of mine trying to say hello. But he's gone. He was standing right there and he's gone. Creepy. And then we find this lovely hot spring in the middle of Deep Nest. Which is awesome because it means you get to sit down, fill up your map, and fill up all your soul and all your HP as well, which is rather nice. So we're just going to continue exploring Deep Nest now. There's a tram over this way, but again, we still don't have the tram card. We need to go somewhere else for that. And there's something crawling across the screen there as well. Lovely. And this room is actually a bit pointless right now, but I'd forgotten about it. So I decided to explore anyway. We can't come back here until very late in the game. Because there is just nothing to do. At the moment, anyway. As much as I want there to be. But no, this is a late game area. For other stuff. So enjoy me. So join me here for a few minutes of pointless smashing walls. At least you can see I'm being thorough. You know, so I'm definitely not missing anything. And this is why. Because you need a special thing to be able to get through there. Which we cannot do yet. My timing is immaculate as always. Go round the other way. There we go. And still. Whoa. By the skin of my teeth there. Good lord. Oh. No. Oh, just. Ah, there we go. About time. About time. I deserved that a few times ago. So there's another little sort of, not secret area, but sort of a challenge area, as you will, if you will. You have to continually downstrike this thing, and then jump over all of these spikes. I'm really amazed that I managed to do this in one go. And again, you jump onto this thing, do a lot of downstriking, and then you jump over this thing, and continue, and again. Oof. Oof. Almost didn't make that one, good lord. And then this one you have to downstrike his face. Now I screw up this one a little bit. Just as we get to the top here. There we go. You have to strike earlier than I was doing there. You have to wait for the next one. It's me being a train announcer. sure that was hilarious for you all. Right, so that's what you need to do. You need to sort of downstrike a little earlier. Nothing over to the right, so don't bother going over there. Instead, just go straight to the left. Oh, excuse me for yawning. Ah, dear. Instead, we just go straight over to the left here, and we get another piece of... what's it called? Soul Vessel. That's what it's called. I know this game. Promise. Another piece of Soul Vessel, and move all the way back through the roof. And back over to the start. Nothing else secret here to be having. Now I have to go face the garworms again. And get hit, I'm sure. Yep. Oh, yeah. That could have been beautiful, but I fucked it up just at the end there. Nope. That's the wrong way. It's again the wrong way. You've doubled back now. You idiot. I think I was getting tired when I was doing this. Just watching my playing. It's like, this is not top quality gameplay. So after navigating, again going the wrong way, but using the iframes masterfully there, we get to another tram, which we cannot use. And no, there isn't anything over here. They're really cool looking things, the trams as well. I really like them. I like the design of them. Very Victorian looking, I think. Nice. Am I going to go the wrong way again, or am I going to go the correct way this time? Yeah, I went the right way at least. Jesus. Go with the flow of the worms, always. And this is back to the area where I shouldn't have gone. Just trying to figure out if it is or not. It is. Okay. Then we can head back through the hot spring. Rest at the bench again. Refill all my soul. 'Cause I'm a soul man. That's not the last time you're hearing that joke. Just so you know. Don't even know if it classifies as a joke, but it's not the last time you're hearing it. Yeah. I just wanted a moment of silence for that. These things... this is where you start getting into the creepy part of Deep Nest. The deep, deep nest. Where things will start coming back to life on you. There's a secret up here. Which is very easy to miss. But I deliberately wanted to come here because this is quite a useful area to come to. Because once again, it will lead us to a piece of pale ore. I don't think I trust this guy. Oh, he's so sad though. And it's especially difficult to get to the second secret area because it's very easy to think, just come down and then you think, oh, it's just a grub, and then go out again. But it's a secret area within a secret area. Secretception, which I know is not what that word actually means, but that's how the meme goes. Oh, it's me again. It's my friend. Let's go find him and say hello. He's just over here, isn't he? Disappeared. My face! My face! I imagine that's sort of the drama. That was a very dramatic bug. He was one of the actors in the bug theater. The drug theater. What's he looking at? Oh, I don't see anything. What's he looking at? Let's go find him. He's gone again. The bastard. Don't know what he was looking at. You were dead? See, this is the point when I started remembering to use the dream nail. I will hopefully continue to remember. Free money. Never say no to free money. I apparently forgot to dream nail that guy, though, so maybe I did forget immediately after remembering. Oh, it's me. It's me. Catch him. He's gone. Unlock the shortcut back up here. Nice. This doesn't feel like a trap at all. Well, we're locked in now, so we may as well continue forward. Is 5 of those things really nice? Oh. This is a friendly looking place, isn't it? It's my brothers. He hung my brothers. It's my twin. Oh, the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Oh god, kill it. Kill it with fire. Kill it. If anyone's got a spider phobia, please leave the room now. As we are fighting Nosk. Now, sadly, with all that build-up, I have fought him before, even before this video. Sadly, with all that build-up, he is an extraordinarily easy boss. Which is actually kind of disappointing. There are very few things that I have like a serious disappointment with in this game, but this boss is definitely one of them. Because all he does is run back and forth and jump occasionally. He doesn't shoot anything at you, he doesn't like even target you. He just has like a set pattern. Now, you'd be led to believe that I'm talking rubbish considering how low my health is, but that's just because I'm playing badly. You see, if you stand here, he can't actually hit you. See? Except when he does that, of course. But 90% of the time, he can't hit you. Ow. And provided you aren't an idiot like me, then you should probably be able to kill this guy without too many problems at all. He does take a fair number of hits, I'll give him that much. And I like his creepy spider music. But the boss himself, I mean... attack-wise, definitely needs a bit of work. In my opinion. But I'm not a game designer, so... I shan't try and say that I could do it better. Because that would be lying. Riveting, I know. I'm cheesing. This is cheese strats a little bit as well. There we go. He's dead. Like even a second form would have been cool. Now the other thing you can do here is you can play with the mask. You can play keepy uppy with it, which is good fun. But unfortunately, there's no achievement for this, which makes me very upset as well. And I feel they've missed a trick. Like if you keep it up in the air 50 times in a row, you get an achievement. I would be very, very happy. But such an achievement, unfortunately, does not exist. Yet. I want everybody to go to Team Cherry and write a letter to them now. Saying, Xinixia told us to come here and tell you that you need to make an achievement for keeping the mask up in the air 50 times after killing Nosk. Because he's very unhappy with you. But we've got a third piece of pale ore now. So if I want, I can head back to the nailsmith and get my next upgrade as well, which I will probably do in the next episode. We're not quite done here yet. We're very close to being done. We're not quite there. But in the next episode, I'm definitely going to go and beat that guy. But we are drawing to a close now. Let me just check how long is left. I have about 20 seconds left, so I think I'm just standing here. I think this is actually the moment that I realised that it was no longer recording. So I'll just pause that. So thank you very much for joining me for this episode. I apologise that it was a little bit weird, what with me just sort of talking over the top of my previous gameplay, which I know sounds a lot like what I do anyway. But I hope you enjoyed it regardless. And thank you very much for joining me. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like down below. And if you'd like to see more of this type of content, not specifically this, where I fuck up everything, but of the normal stuff, then please feel free to subscribe to the channel as well, and you will get more or less daily updates of everything. Thanks once again, and enjoy the rest of your morning, evening, afternoon, or night, whatever you're having. Bye-bye.